2, 3, go. We are live! Now we can start. Seeds of the Shadow.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Seeds of the Shadow 3-3. Very exciting stuff. Again, it's really annoying to like. How do I start saying? You are what you eat, Wyatt. Oh, shit.
Jono, stop responding to yourself. It's
really
old.
weird when you do that. Like,
I apologize.
you should
The worst
just
part is,
stay
I was
up.
like, what did I say a minute ago?
No.
Oh, it's actually
Jono
Joe's
may be
fault.
here next week. His account was hacked.
Next week, by the way, is a very exciting episode. Taffy. It's just gonna be all Taffy songs.
Oh, I think you should sing "Light Blinded Fool." We could sing together.
Oh, is that what's gonna go on?
I may be in bad shape next week. I'll be here. Don't worry. But it'll
Your
be the
birthday.
It'll be the eve of my 40th birthday.
Party.
I don't know if I'm going to just be like just ripped to shreds.
The time of your life.
Yes.
And I'll hold it all to Joe. I don't know what that's going to look like.
It's going to be good. I'm excited.
I mean, I'm imagining. Sir, here's the thing. We're going to come in. I'm only going to have one show to prepare for. One episode of the show to prepare for. I'll be ready to go. I'll have notes. You know what I mean? I won't be scrambling in the background, making stuff while we're live. Who does that? That'd be crazy.
Episodes.
It'll be our most professional one yet.
All right, episode 3.
And if we stay on till midnight, we can all celebrate Jono's birthday.
Oh, that's a great idea.
My wife will be very happy.
Outside.
That poor woman.
All right, let's try
anyway,
again.
So we start off.
Time's a charm for season 3, episode 3. That's episode 3. Seeds of the Shadow. All right, we get the scene with the
Forsaken
Robin.
Basement, which is what I call my asshole.
Yeah. What else would you call it? This is pretty cool. I like this scene.
Yeah.
I liked immediately how Robin's like, well, all right, let me check with the others. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I hang out with them too.
Yeah.
What are you, stupid?
But then he's like, they were upset you didn't invite them. But how the fuck is she supposed to invite them if she doesn't even know that they're out?
She knows they're all out.
She
from last season.
Yeah.
So she was just feigning like disbelief. She's like, oh,
Yep.
I think it was more like they're in contact and she's not in contact with them. So she was like,
speaking of that face that Jono just made, I know we don't really care about video views. We're just here to have fun with our friends and everybody who wants to talk about stuff with us. But I've noticed that like all the other videos have. I think you should get a screenshot of Jono going like this. Or
I should just have Jono pose in front of a green screen and do
like this,
like Home Alone faces every time.
Okay, and then you have to you have to mask him out, superimpose him on, and you have to update the thumbnail because for some reason I don't understand it, but I understand.
But if you put a person's head on it,
make
like they're reacting to something,
they
go, I want to click on that.
Yes. So you should have a.
I don't care about play. We don't play to the lowest common denominator here.
I just want to. I just want to see Jono's face on.
We fly our own direction, sail our own ship, whatever the.
We already are the lowest common denominator.
You can even be mad ones like Jono going like this because he's so mad, just like anything.
Oliver's ears is here.
Hello, Oliver's ears. So it was just an idea. I thought maybe we could put Jono on all the thumbnails doing different faces.
I don't think we were getting the Robin harem. Yeah, probably not.
But technically, we kind of are halfway there, right?
Let me ask you something. We only have one name not to be named, right? We've got like, who do we have? We have Ishmael, Lanfear, Robin, Samuel, Grendel, Semirage, Mogideon.
But they did do Demandred and.
So that's what I think is the last one. Is Demandred, right? It's got to be. They're saving him for last. They're gonna reveal that way later. Presumably, blah blah blah.
Presumably, yeah. Which of course.
So who's
means...
Asmodean? Or rather, who is playing his teacher? Assuming they go that way, which I think they will. Robin? Why introduce him so early? Is my question.
It can't
Do you
be.
think we're gonna get like a Robin scene in the end of this? Are they combining?
Well, they're
Asmodeus
combining
with Robin,
obviously.
and they're gonna like. He's gonna be like fucked by Lanfear by the end of this, and because it's not gonna be Samuel.
That. Yeah, Samuel seems like not correct, right? It just feels like he's already understandably. First off, I love the actor they've got for Samuel. I love the scar.
Yeah,
I hate what the fuck he's wearing. Like, in fairness, that looks like he's the Lord of Bones, and that's the wrong show.
Yeah, where's the bees? Where's the bees?
Yeah.
Those are bees. Yeah. That's how bees looked in the Age of Legends. They had really sharp bone wings.
Jesus Christ.
They flew around. When you got stung by a bee in the Age of Legends, your arm got lopped off for the most part.
Cool.
You had to be very careful.
So, like, but who's going to teach him? I mean, there's
Hey, stop. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan and I were just discussing thumbnails at length today.
By the way,
really?
I would love for that to be Dan's. Like if Dan just had the Way of the Ryan as the name of his.
It will be Asmodeus. Yeah. Everyone thinks it's going to be Asmodeus. What?
But so there's no Damondred?
There will be no Damondred, Masana, Bilal, Agenor. Well, Agenor and Balthamel, they're out. Bilal, he's barely there. You can get rid of Bilal. Masana, kind of the same thing. She just hangs out in the tower the whole time. That's fine too. But like, Damondred, really? No Bow the Wild?
and his Sardukar? No, that's not right. That's Dune. But
maybe the one with the guitar was Robin combined with Asmodean. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Colonel Mustang. We did actually discuss that, I think, a couple episodes, but we got drunk and forgot.
Yeah.
It's like Napoleon if he wore bones.
He is short. A little angry, a little stocky. I bet he's got a pretty thick penis.
Lifeline of Fools holding up for Tame on that. That would be, if they twist Mazrim Tame into just being new Forsaken and taking that, that's...
Yeah, because we all kind of thought that's what it was, right?
Yeah, that's what he should have done.
That was originally, Taffy,
but the key there being in this iteration would be like he's not Damondred who's pretending to be Taim. Taim like becomes a Forsaken and then fights him in the end. I mean, so which would also be really awesome. Yeah. I don't know. No, Sharon's. Why do you know? How do you know that, Glenn? How do we know this?
Because they're very wrapped up into
it's
Damondred. Helpful. Although there is actually some bizarre bastardization of the map, which I know you're shocked to hear that Brown and Jono is very disappointed by.
I was looking over that after you were pointing that out. Like, it's really, the whole travel plan was really weird from that.
Yeah,
that they were talking about.
There's a bunch of things that to my mind have gone.
Yeah.
It's some of the map stuff is very.
Oh, Glenn said from educated guessing. Okay, fair.
That's good.
I mean, we don't allow educated people.
There's plenty of people out there that watch all the interviews and know things that I don't know. If I was
so we find out that our good friend Gabriel has been free for a month. I like that. That fits more into what we should know. But
it's
I
only
also
been a month
hate
since
the fact.
fall.
But how the fuck is his compulsion working? That's the thing that's bothering me, is the fact that, like, I get that his whole retinue should be compulsed enough. Why not? But Elaine,
the implication is that he's
compulsed.
The implication that he's compulsing an entire city. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make... That's a lot.
I'll tell you what. The implication...
I guess every town... The
townspeople
don't need to know, right?
But...
The city...
Elaine...
Elaine.
People.
He compulsed her the second he walked into the room.
That's not how that fucking works. She's not just gonna like you can do it technically in person. Why not? But we should see something. We as the audience should see something. Unless
I think they didn't show you right away, at least, because they didn't want you to know that he was Forsaken until the next episode.
Only clues the hesitation.
That's subjective. Like that's like. All of a sudden, like, are we just not going to see when leaves happen because, like, we're the audience, we don't get to see it until it's relevant? Or has he inverted them, and all of a sudden that's why it didn't appear on screen? Like, it ruins the point of being a spectator who has seen, presumably, every weave that's happened on screen.
Oh, did Show Robin take the place of Lord Gabriel, or are they following the book? So that's interesting, but I don't think they did. I don't think he did, because he blatantly says, like, I tricked everybody in this conversation with Lanfear. He's like, I tricked them all into thinking I was been here all along. You know, like he basically says that. So like,
and I've been here too for the meddling kids. Again, Scooby-Doo episodes.
The scenes were not in male Chandler's POVs or audience POVs when he was on screen.
How do you legit?
It was his point of view. Technically, I guess it was a group scene, but he's the first in the scene walking through the hallway. So like, when he channeled. Never mind. You're right. Because when Samuel channels to leave, what do you think about the gateway weave? The little like Christmas decoration.
I kind of like it. I like it.
I don't mind it. I was just like, all right.
It looks like they're bending space and time, which is kind of cool.
It was pretty cool. I liked how they did a little thing in front of them, and then it opened up behind them, and they like backed into it. Like that was kind of
neat. There's a nice reference to Cunnilingus. Samuel talks about the fact that like if Rand had wanted, or Luce Theron had wanted her to be curled up, he would have said rug, and all of a sudden she responds. I assume that's just what they called women back in the day. It's just rug.
Just rug. Mm-hmm.
So they weren't like, it's more of an 80s than I expected, or 70s really, I guess. Just a full on. I don't understand why you're doing that.
Are you talking about her pussy? Are you talking about her pussy bush?
Pussy bush, not her pussy.
Pussy bush show?
Yeah, her vaginal hair. Vaginal.
I think that's okay, that makes sense.
Her Hans pubis.
What? I mean, okay.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
No reason.
Anyway, so I think that's
I mean, that was
I find
cool
it sexist and offensive.
Did you like how old Mog was there afterwards and was like, I don't like how you didn't defend me, Robin? And he's like, I have to pretend. Also, you would totally try to kill me. And she's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Are they fucking? Like, legitimate question. Because they get a little...
I'm pretty sure he's just having fun with old Morgaze right now. I don't think they're doing that.
First off, she's middle-aged Morgaze. Secondly, this is a dude who has a harem, has been, in the actual books. He'll fuck anything that moves. That's attractive, at least.
That's
grass
on the field. God damn. I mean, I bet that's how Robin would probably measure it.
Hey, Jono, are you gonna do the do? What's the point of this character or whatever you're gonna do?
Yeah, I forgot my already one-time recurring scene. We'll get there in a bit. Yeah, we will get there in a bit. Please remind me to take notes. I don't have a pen in front of me.
You do next week.
It'll be this episode because there are some like what the fuck points.
How about when Lanfear says she'll start with the weakest of us and in clear reference to Samuel? Is that weird? He's supposed to match Luce Theron, isn't he?
Almost. I don't know.
Well, I mean, first
Robin was supposed to be weaker than Samuel, and Moghedian for sure. Although they are clearly making her stronger.
So that's one of the things. Is like, so technically, she's like the weakest of us is Moghedian. Moghedian seemed to have, again, at the end of the last season, really kind of cowed Lanfear. Like it seemed like she had to fucking one up on her.
Yeah, well, in this discussion, they clearly reference Lanfear as the strongest of them. Like, why aren't you in charge? I was gonna say this. He goes, why aren't you Nameless? Why aren't you our leader? And Samuel says that, and I'm like, it's so like I know it's for people that don't read the books, and it's just for people to watch the show. But like, whenever they go out of their way to like spell out what a word means, like in the old tongue or something, or like a word for the books, it's so jarring to me, and it like pulls me right out of the show.
Well, because it's kind of redundant if you know what Nameless is already.
So like for all of us, we're just like, yeah, we know what Nameless is. But for anybody else watching the show, they're just like. They're like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he's like, leader. Okay, got it. Like and for anybody else, it's fine. But like, I don't know. It just like it really pulled me out of the show. And it happens a lot. But it's again, I don't fault the show. They have to explain it.
Stuff like that is necessary. There's
it's 100% necessary. It's just one of those things where it just makes me laugh every time it happens. Because
there is also a note on your point though about Night Bliss. There's a note about like. That why aren't you Lanfear, supposedly the strongest, and she says something about maybe the Great Lord still wants Ishamael. Maybe that opens up the pathway for the Moradin character kind of thing, and as well as others, and to eventually measure 13. Not that I actually need that anymore. We've already let that happen. Or maybe it's just, who knows? But it was mentioned.
They wanted to make sure that everyone knows they're not talking about the guy that runs WotCon. Throw in a subtitle. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, if they had spoken in the old tongue and invented subtitles, that would have been
like. It's a very strange.
But then the word Nameless would have been lost amongst all the.
Maybe jargon. They would have said it. They would have said it in common. Who are you to be Nameless? And then the other one, Ganes, the chosen one. I like that idea.
Christian Rapper said, Robin makes absolutely no sense. He can't compel the whole world. They're going to run into someone that's from that city when Gabriel isn't around. They're going to say, who in the light is Gabriel? Okay. That makes
that's what I'm like better put than I
he's running a very short term con, I think, compared to the books. But depending on what he's trying to do, I think it's fine. Like, I think it makes sense. And
I don't think it does. I'll be honest, it does not make sense unless you can unless he
needed power really quickly. He needed to get into position to do something later on in this season. I don't think it's like the whole I'm taking over Andor and I'm going to be here for a long time. I think it's like he got into where he needed to be. He's not worried about the long term of running into somebody that he can't compulse right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a little more short con than long con kind of thing with him in the show.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about my penis.
Like, maybe he's after Kalendor instead of Balal. And that's all he's there for.
No salmon, Balal. High level salmon, by the way. So then we go to the next scene, which is Joya and Amiko.
Oh, I think he uses dreams.
Okay, I don't hate that, but again, Elaine is the outlier.
Yeah, wasn't Samuel fucking all of Ilion up by using the world of dreams and making them
in book 3, both Samuel and Balal are just sending shitty dreams across their entire cities.
It's basically Trump compulsing the entire Republican Party.
We don't talk about politics on the show.
We don't, but I can highlight the comment and laugh about it. Move on.
Yes. In fairness, I hope that Republicans, if that's what you are, if that's what you're not, I don't care. You can laugh about the fact that that is moderately. Again, we're not here to talk about politics.
It's just funny. We've been on this one scene for way too long. What are
Joya and Amiko?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Next,
Nineveh and Elaine are basically tasked to interrogate because they're the Hounds of Swan. But Varen and Lyanna are in on it, I guess. Right? They're going to interrogate Joya and Amiko. What are you thoughts, John?
Logic. Just logic. And I get it. It's women. I'm not sexist. That's not what I would say personally. I think that from a director point of fucking view, this makes no goddamn sense, right? Why are you sending 2 accepted? Oh, because they can lie, and apparently they can kill people, supposedly. That doesn't make any fucking sense that you send them as...
I think it's still Swan knowing she can only trust them. I think it's just
if
what
you want
she tells to Varen and Lyanna might be a different scenario.
Fucking say it. Like, it's done in the books, in a way that just says, hey,
she does say it. Doesn't Swan say that?
It said once. It said once an episode or 2 ago.
Swan said it last episode when she recruited
I just said an episode or 2 ago, but have it done here in a way
3 episodes,
in a way that makes fucking sense. Right now, if I'm being tortured or supposedly being tortured, and I'm looking and there's 2 fucking 19-year-old girls, or technically 21 and 24, or whatever the fuck their ages are, that are coming to I'd be like, why the fuck are you here? I'm not taking this seriously. This does not have the teeth to it. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. This is dumb.
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Thank you.
Don't agree with it.
India. It's just, to me, I know they're like, we'll just kill her. Like, no, you're not going to kill her. You know what? Because an Aes Sedai can't fucking kill her, or Aes Sedai can't lie, have an Inquisitor. Like, not an Inquisitor with a capital I, but have a questioner do it. Like, someone, again, fucking same term. God damn it. But like someone who's there to, like, someone who's there to interrogate. Someone who's there to just fucking kill people. It's not that difficult to imagine just torturing them. But
I kind of feel like this whole thing is Varen setting them up to go to the Brown Aja quarters and find the shit that she put out.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right?
Because she definitely left all that stuff out. Hey, spoilers. For all of the books and the shows.
Oh,
but that's weak, too. Like, that's weak that they like finally get there to me. I do. Like, it was more seamless in the book that it was, it was this.
They had more time to explain it in the books, though, I think. You know what I mean?
When we actually get to the fucking dumb reason that they go to Tanchico.
Yeah.
Besides tanning, which, by the way, smart reason to go to Tanchico.
Yeah. Perfectly.
I can't wait to shit on it. And again, I liked the first scene.
Also, is Leandrin like just chatting with Varen and like, hey, just make sure you leave this book open in your study?
It's fucking weird.
I mean,
what else
I don't
you
know
guys
if
got for
Varen is
this?
talking to Leandrin, but I think Varen
John is complaining about a scene that actually
more.
comes from the books.
I can win because describe how it is in the books. In the books, it makes sense. In the books, they're not in the White Tower; they're in Tyr. They are under Moraine's point of view, or under her what the fuck's the term?
Oh yeah, like right.
They're not in the White Tower with literally hundreds of Aes Sedai who could do the job better, who are actually supposed to be doing the job. Again, they're not there with.
I don't think that they're not being interrogated by other Aes Sedai. I think that Siuan and Varen and Leanne are doing shit on the surface, so everybody else in the tower feels satisfied that they're being interrogated. I just think they're also doing the interrogations because they're Siuan's hounds.
Yeah, so we've got 6 hours of real interrogators, and then we're gonna let these
and then you get these two.
Yeah.
Well, Egwene actually squishes her with air or something, doesn't she? The other chick. So maybe that's something that I said I can't do. Elaine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that is true. Yep, she can technically do that. As could literally any accepted.
Literally any accepted isn't trusted by.
But this is the point, though. This level of torture is not supposed to happen at all. They don't just say well,
fair.
Thank God we've got these just young dumb chicks that can also torture for us. That's never been a thing. You're all supposed to uphold. Remember when they came back from Falm and they attacked the Children of the Light? And how did Varen react?
She freaked the fuck out.
No. She thought it was a good idea. She's like, hey, by the way, I'm going to take you to my chambers and let you each other out. It'll be cool. See?
They're playing fast and loose with Varen.
Jesus, man.
They're already implicating her this episode. You know what I mean? So it's not
no.
I think we're gonna come to certain realizations a lot faster than we did in the books.
I have twice.
Just right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I definitely have.
Great show.
All right,
that's me for this week.
Elida has a little tantrum, and Min's her servant now.
Do you want to hear? And the answer can easily be no, but I'll tell it anyway. The first joke I remember my dad telling.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
What is it, Jono?
So my dad he was born in 1944. He's almost 81. And there's a decent chance he could still beat my ass. He was actually over at my house doing plumbing work. That's not a euphemism. And I'm kind of slightly in awe about that. But The first joke I remember my dad telling was about the most popular woman in a nursing home. And don't remember it. I was about 5 or 6. It made no sense to me. It took me a decade. But it was the lady with Parkinson's because her hand was doing that.
That's such an old dude joke. Yeah.
The funniest part, and maybe not when I think about it now, my grandmother on my mother's side died of Parkinson's. So my dad was really hitting the nail with his hand. But anyway, so Elida's hand shaking, and that's all I can think of is Parkinson's, a very serious disease.
But how it was introduced to you by a completely different generation of like humor, like just
horrible,
where everybody just made fun of everything and everybody all the time. Like that, everybody. No one was off limits.
Nor should they
in the day. Yeah.
It explains a lot. I mean, I was already aware of this, but the audience might not have been. Who you are, how you came to be. You know,
5 years old hearing that.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
So anyway, that's the first joke I ever heard, at least that I can remember. The other one that I still remember is my penis.
That's a good joke.
It's a terrible joke.
Oh, it's okay, Jono.
Yay!
Jono, they literally had a trial accusing Leandrin of kidnapping Egwene, Elaine, and Nynaeve without Elaine and Egwene. Wait. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're novices. They're not allowed on the hall when it's sealed or whatever, right?
Yep. It's word from word from the book. Like it could be word from word, and they do a great job actually in this season so far.
Interrogating a turkey leg.
Like they do a great job of bringing legitimate quotes. Like they do some legitimate quotes, but I feel like parts of these don't make sense. Like, and I maybe I'm just a dickhead shouting at nothing, which I am.
Agreed.
But like I don't know. To me, it feels slightly hollow. A few things like this. To me, it nailed the point. Like got the words from the text, but missed the contextualization. In this case, like I don't think it makes any sense for that to happen. If you're outside of the tower, if this is what the fuck happens in Tyr, in a dungeon in Tyr, and Moraine says over and over.
When they were outside of the tower, the reason Moraine was letting them do what they were doing wasn't because they were outside of the tower. It's because they had
were Black
to do it by Siuan. Right.
Yeah, true. Very
true.
So,
like, what's the problem exactly?
But these are like,
there's so many things to be upset about this show. I just don't feel like
losing my mind.
Shit that's like blatantly out of the books should be one of the things we're ripping apart.
Maybe I'm the one losing my mind again. But
back when everything was fun. I think that's just a reference to when your dad's age.
Yeah. In fairness, everything was funny for him.
I guess it means Alana will be head of the Red Asha. Okay.
That's a good chance. Anyway, it's just, to me, I just find it a little bit odd.
They only needed one accuser. Yeah, I mean,
Shakus.
Sure, but I also think it's because she was accepted and not just a novice. Anyway, Tremors. You guys, what is the point of this scene? Other than just be like, Min's there, and she's suddenly a servant, pretending to be a servant. We know why Min's in there, but
So I love her outfit, by the way. She's not quite how not the full picture, but what she's wearing, perfect. And I love her as an actress too. I think she's fantastic. Like it's not quite the right.
I like how she feels. She seems to feel very at home in her pantsuit. Servant suit.
It's a little more pantsuit, not quite enough. Like
she leans back and puts her hands in her pockets a lot, and like the way she talks to Matt, and it seems natural. It doesn't seem like she's wearing costuming. It seems like she's wearing like something she's used to wearing.
By the way, do you know that this is in fact not a costume?
Oh, just what she wears? The actor?
The actress.
I suppose Jackie
her real name is
Gleason
Triss.
is Secretary of State. So Eve and Elaine go down to, I guess, where Leandrin, she had followed Leandrin to the one time where her son was being held. And there's a gray man following them. Dun dun. And then they see a drawing written on the ground in chalk and salt, which Jono does not like. Yes.
So first off, I want to apologize to some rants that I had made, and then they actually made up for. They kept saying like painted with chalk, and I was like, you mean drawn? But nope, they actually do paint with chalk. We find out towards the end of this episode. So I do apologize for yelling about that. And I do, of course, I every fall, as any good man does, my wife nags me into watching Sleepy Hollow. So I loved this scene in Sleepy Hollow where there was the drawing underneath his bed and all that kind of thing. Yeah, good for Glenn. It's gonna be a long night for these. Well, a short night for these guys. And best R.I.P. to your nachos. But like to me, this is literally like it's a drawing under a bed. This is dumb. This is like the conclusion drawn is fucking stupid. It doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense. It's not.
I think the only reason I'm remotely okay with this ridiculous conclusion that she's in Tanchico is because Nynaeve saw like real parts of her throughout the last couple seasons, which I didn't like, but still exist.
I don't mind.
So like they made her into being more of a sympathetic character and more like a dark friend, not by choice necessarily, but by like.
That's fine by me. I think that makes sense. I honestly, I think that makes sense. But what is the point here? Like literally, hey, her son is, he's dying. And so she's taken him back to Tanchico, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know they're technically they're between two things. They think
she's not taking him back. He's dead. We saw him die.
Then why? Like, hold on.
She's drawing a circle in one spot and a circle in another spot, so his soul can find his way back to like where he was born or something like that.
So
it's like that game Portal. You ever played Portal?
Yeah, yeah. You gotta go to the blue one. You can't just come out the orange one without ever having gone through the blue one. It's not how it works. Every once in a while, I mean, like you gotta like move a lot of boxes around. There's a lot of stuff going on in that game.
It doesn't make sense that this is where the character goes, right? We have two options, both of which make sense, just like in the books. In fairness, just like in the books, it's Tyr to grab Kalendor or Saldea, which is a half world away.
Or else noticed that they tried to scrub it off, but salt and chalk is hard to erase with a mop.
Salt and chalk sounds like it's just like a bad seminal concoction, but like
that's exactly what it is.
But like Saldea, a whole world away. Boats. Saldea is not that far away, at least as the crow flies, and not that far away in general because you can take a fucking river and then go west. That being said, I'm angry about that. But it doesn't make sense that they would conclude, well, we got to go to Tanchico. Why?
No one else noticed the significance of the drawing because no one else knew that Leandrin had their kid stashed there.
But what? I
think if anyone else saw that drawing, they would just assume like some person that's from Tanchico drew a thing, and it has to go back to it has nothing to. The connection to that drawing and Leandrin is only with Nynaeve. Is all I'm saying.
But
right,
no,
she's the only one, or Lanfear maybe. She's the only one that's like aware of that.
I'm yelling too much. My wife's asking.
You're trying to figure out.
But so Taffy, explain to me. Okay, we know Leandrin, one of several Black Ajah, her son is dead or dying, and therefore needs to. It thinks, at least according to this fucking glyph here, needs to go home. What the fuck does that have to do with the plot? He's born there. The point is, he is born there, regardless of.
It just means that no matter where Leandrin's going next for the bracelet, she's going there at some point. So like maybe they're gonna catch her there before the bracelet, maybe or the collar. Maybe they're gonna catch her there after the collar. It doesn't matter. They know that Leandrin is going there. Period. Like it's just one thing that they know for a fact.
Weren't the drawings all pointing toward Tanchico? Even the bracelet, the collars, like all the drawings there were all like.
The drawings are pointing to the fact that like her suspiciously open drawings book, Varen, is, hey, some of these are probably very important to Angriel and or Angriel, and therefore we should follow. But nothing in them says anything about Tanchico.
No. They're just following the clues left out by Varen. They're following the thing that they figured out about Leandrin, first off. Then they're putting together the fact that one of those drawings... Huh?
Do we even know if Leandrin's in charge? Why can't she split off? Why can't she split off?
She could. They don't know.
Like, why? Like
that's like saying point. Don't follow this potential clue. Like we know this is an obvious clue.
They're gonna go thousands of miles.
Well, I think it's also because the two Black Aja were saying everything but Tanchico, and they were.
There's like, also everything but hold on, Ebu Dar, Ilion, Balm, Maradon, Chode, everything but.
I think it's the fact again. It's the Leandrin connection and the fact that that Tanchico is close to Flom, and they're like, oh, maybe that's where Seanchan. And like in the show, they say that's where the Seanchan left from. So I'm like, okay, that's a bit of all right, whatever. Anyway, Alada tries to have an audience, and she gets shut the fuck down real fast. Right? Or is that where we are?
Yes. I love her cone.
Wow, we spent a lot of time on saw drawings.
Like that. Do you guys remember cone heads?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. She does look like that. They both do, kind of.
It's interesting.
What's going on with these hairstyles? Also,
as you get older,
does Varen have somebody else swirl that white bit into her hair perfectly every time?
She probably channels it.
That's intense.
It could be come.
She just whoop, with some air.
Get a water for that.
Okay.
Huh, that makes no sense.
Just saying, it's very, very.
Tomas is like really good at hairstyling.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's super cool, and I love it. That being said, visually, I think it's super cool.
It looks like a.
It looks
soft serve. It looks like a chocolate and vanilla soft serve.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of soft serves, how fucked up is it that non-canon Alida hits Varen with a fat joke and a nerd joke in quick sequence?
I mean, she's got a sharp tongue, that Alida.
I don't know about that. How sharp is it?
It's two-pronged. So she could do two jokes. Yeah. She could do two jokes at once.
Yeah, you turn her sideways, she'll get both your ass and your pussy.
That was almost down to your chin, Jono. Wow. That's fucking metal, dude. That's metal.
Can you touch your tongue?
Can I what? No, actually, but hold. Actually, yes, I can.
Nose.
Oh.
with my tongue.
Yes.
Do it.
Shanda can't. By the way, a legitimate.
So Nynaeve never told anyone about Leandrin's secret hideout with her kid. You would think that's the first thing she would say. I mean, she didn't tell anybody important. She might have told like Egwene and Elaine.
Oh, they're not important?
Oh, you mean when she went back to the tower and like said she tried to kidnap us? Shit, I guess. Yeah.
Again, it's not working for me, some of these things.
I don't know.
I've seen Shanda touch her nose with her tongue.
Yeah. But the weird thing is she only moves her nose.
But it's just one of those like party toys where you blow through it and it goes,
It's a really fun idea, isn't it?
It's so weird. I've never pictured anything like that. Just
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's kind of. I get it. Yeah.
Wait, what did Christian Rapper mean?
Oh, it was about Nynaeve never told anyone about Leandrin's secret hideout with her kid. As in, like, when she came back to the tower to be like, Leander tried to kidnap us and give it to the Seanchan, and the queen was tortured.
Okay.
Like, she, that point, didn't say... And also, she has a secret room with her kid in it. He was also an 80-year-old man. You know, like...
It's such a weird... But wait, there's more. It just feels like...
But wait, there's more. He's also old and possibly dead.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this? I don't know. I think Nynaeve... I mean, they even kind of allude to it a little bit in this episode. But I feel like Nynaeve kind of... likes Leandra.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And they're kind of like, so I think she protected her in a certain way of like, why bring this old man kid into it? Just leave him alone.
Doesn't that feel like the opposite of what you do though? Like if I
with the Black Aja, it's not. Yeah, once you become betrayed to the Seanchan, I feel like all bets are off.
It's not even like what's take away away from it. Like if I like Joe a lot, and I always have, and then he betrays the fuck out of me. Mm-hmm. Most likely, I don't go to like, well, I still want to protect him because I like him. It's usually people vacillate the other fucking way. And like I'm telling every one of Joe's secrets, his penis is small, his testicles smell weird, and his asshole. Yeah. Things aren't looking great down there. He's a little crusty.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah. I thought I was doing all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
fucked me over.
I mean, I'm guessing you're making all that up because Joe didn't betray you, yet you're saying all these things now.
I know.
Like
I'm making it all up.
Well, now he's betrayed me.
Yeah, now Joe.
All the benefits.
Yeah, it's you. Now you have to get your revenge. So what is happening? There's
nothing.
Okay, I see a blood feud coming.
My asshole.
I was like, is there something more?
Yeah. So Elida goes to see Sutama, the highest, and Galena, not the Irishest. Irish? Yeah, I think so.
She's funny, but yeah.
And gives them gifts.
She wants the Sada Saffron furniture with the matching sci-fi covers.
So
you know
the vileness.
What?
I can't. Taffy, a legitimate question for you.
Yes.
You remember the vileness, right? Like, so 20 years ago, right before Rand was born, because of the events around New Spring, New Spring, the Black Aja convinced the Red Aja to kill a lot of people who may have been Taviran, may have been Channelers, may have been Lucky, one of which was Owen, Tom Maryland's nephew. And a lot of Red Aja, of course, because they're the forefront of that, were caught up. And Sutama in the books was caught up, and I think she and a couple others were sent away to the get the fuck out. Here, it sounds like a weird thing that may or may not have happened because Elida used to be the highest.
But chose to
go to Andor. And I can't tell, did she choose to go to Andor as part of her penance and get out of the tower? Or am I just trying to bring a piece of history that's completely unrelated? Because they do talk about Elida like she's kind of scorned and fucked something up. But I could just be bullshitting.
It sounds like what you're saying is related to what seems to be Elida going through the door frame in the suppository. The depository. Mm-hmm. Which is probably how they explaining that's how she gets her power of foretelling.
So tell me about the door frame.
No, I think they're separate. Apparently in the 13th suppository, there's a redstone twisty doorway.
How do we know?
I didn't see it.
There's a quick image of it when Varen.
Everyone said the first episode. I didn't see it, but when I saw the matte vision, I went, "Oh, that's huge!" I wasn't looking for that. Like in my brain, it's smaller. I wasn't looking for that. So like,
I had to go. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I had to go slow through it to find.
Yeah, and I haven't had time to go back and look through.
I did I
haven't had time to go through my suppositories, but in that suppositories, there's a redstone doorway. And the implication is that she went through it, obviously, in the tower. In the tower.
So was this... I'll go with real questions before the dumb sex jokes. I remember,
Went to the tower because of her foretelling? Yeah,
Oh,
she
when-
has her foretelling. I don't
like,
think her
where-
foretelling's not
oh.
connected to the. I think she just knows maybe certain things. I don't know. It depends on which doorway she went through.
Yeah.
So I know that like there was this thing that like I forget
Oh,
who even
that's
said
right.
it
I
to me.
forgot Elida. Okay.
That her bracelet or
The
whatever.
violence could have been done by Elida's successor. Okay, that's fair.
See? So
Yeah.
so Elida stepped down as the highest, which by the way doesn't make sense because technically she's 10, 15 years older than Maureen and Swan in real life. But who gives a fuck?
The redstone doorways your asshole after 13
That's what I was trying to avoid. Like my alt account.
Why don't you focus on what you're saying instead of typing it?
Because I get drunk and
all
read
knowledge.
shit. Yeah. But like, where the fuck was like? Oh, so I had seen a clip of like some shit like behind the scenes as the actress who is doing Elida. I guess the actress who is Elida. Yeah, and I assume she is Persian.
Vale.
And yeah, vale. Obrigado. Merci. Sorry, I switched to Portuguese for some shitty dumb languages. Like me personally, not them. But in that clip, they show like her like an imagery of her.
And then Galena's like, "Why the fuck would I want a fucking caravan with no fucking wheels?"
Her accent is very annoying.
Is that what you're talking about?
You
talking about that one?
No, but in the clip, not in this clip, in the clip behind the scenes while she was doing like her first day of shooting,
gotcha.
They actually show the jewelry, and one of them has like a piece of like it's shaped a snake, and it says I can't remember if it's snake or fox.
There's like a gem in the center. There's two gems on the sides, and one has
I sent that image to you in the chat.
Yeah.
I actually ripped it. I ripped a screenshot, like a higher screenshot,
I will
higher
just
res
throw
screenshot
that
from YouTube
in here
because the other ones are like.
If I can, it's gonna be shitty, but no, I'm dumb. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, it's all right.
No, that's fine. It's not. I mean, would you like me to send it?
Here it is. No, yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I meant to throw it in there. Oh, you know what? Maybe I did. I think I included it later.
Are you sure it's not in the blue?
With a min discussion.
Oh, if it is,
at any rate. Well, whatever. If I did or didn't, it doesn't matter. Here it is. Anyway, so look, there's a snake on one side and a fox head on the other with a red stone in the middle.
The elephant bracelet, always worn on right hand. Very imp part of costume. So it's for small people, which I find imp very frustrating terminology. Like that. I think that's fucked up.
No, those are.
So she got something from
the imps are another word for dwarves because we all know dwarves make the best.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they're really good at mining gemstones.
Yeah,
that's made of mithril. Not to be confused with Uthril.
Oh, we're talking very different.
Yeah.
So what were you saying about with Elida? What we were referencing before, it got completely lost to me.
It doesn't sound like me.
No, I got lost.
Snatch. I was like, what is he talking about? I was like, oh, I was quoting Snatch.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, nice
I haven't
Snatch
seen
joke.
that for a long time. That was a good movie.
We will see the red rod in the show.
We fucking better.
Rand's sunburnt dick is the red rod.
Jesus.
I like it.
Elida was stated to have lost the vote for Marilyn Swan, which is all fucked in the timeline. But losing a vote like that could have pushed her out of as highest. Oh.
So I may just be jumping out of nowhere with the idea of the vileness. I mean, I guess there's a point that the vileness may never have existed. But
yeah,
like,
maybe
there has to be, like, to my mind, like, there's a reason why Sutama and Galena are both, kind of
what
like
would Elida
respectful.
show or book? Ask the Finn.
What's the fox say?
That's number one. That's the first question. And then they're gonna be like, ring, ding, 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 ding. And then it's just gonna be like, what?
But
that's not a noise.
But, like, to my mind, like, there's like an issue
of
a
noise an animal makes.
They have a bit of like condescension toward her, losing like the.
They very like
Yeah.
flippantly
So there has
send
to
her
be
away.
something in Elida's past that's more than just losing.
Well, she's lost. Fair, but I mean, I think she lost to, in the show at least, she lost to Swan, and then what they saw as her like giving up her position as the highest was like her fleeing to Andor to just like be in exile for a long time. And I think, and in her brain, she's like, I know what I'm fucking doing. Fuck these bitches. But like, you know, to them, she's like, oh, she's weak and ran out of the tower when she lost to Swan and blah blah blah. Like that's the way I thought of it.
Okay,
in the show.
that
like,
could be. It could be. I maybe
you could definitely bring in all of the points you're bringing in though. Like all of that makes sense. Tracks.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I just don't understand where she would get a caravan though. So we cut to Rand on his way to Hruidian.
Dead tinkers and all.
Yeah, they find some dead tinker wagons, and it's funny because like they're like no one would harm. Rorik and Aviana go and investigate, and they're all kind of like when it's safe, they all kind of walk up and like they kind of have a conversation of like no one would harm the tinkers, basically the you know the ones who follow the way of the leaf kind of thing,
Pieces
and then the lost ones, you know, and then Bear goes, the Shido might, and I was like, what the fuck, Bear? You're a wise one. Why are you instigating shit? Like, where did that go? That came out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? That sounds like something like a hothead little kid would say, not like a wise. You know what I mean? I don't know. It felt like a really
no. I think you're exactly right.
I was just like, that was a. I understand you need to say shit like that to the audience for them to be like, oh, those Shidos might be fucking murderous bastards. That I get, but don't make Bear say it because that was weird. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's so many little things like that in the show that I'm just like, if they had just done like a little bit different, I wouldn't have noticed and I would have just gone about my day. But like, because she's a named character and she's an actor of more like importance than a fucking extra off to the side. We don't want to have this dude randomly just be like, what about the Shido? They suck. You know, like, and I get that.
You don't get
you want to have like a character say it, but like, it's just one of those things where it's like every time they do that, those little things that chips away at how good the show can be. Just drives me crazy. Sorry. Rant over.
That's a good rant.
Anyway, Egwene asked them to bury the bodies, and Rorik volunteers and says, I'll catch up with you guys. And Rand stays behind with him for like, I guess, the whole time. And
I will say one thing that my wife said. She loves, like, she thinks Rorik looks perfect.
Rorik's awesome.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Before
I feel like
she
he's
died,
like,
that's what
I feel like he's too heavily dressed. Like he's got too much shit on him. Like the necklaces and stuff. I'm like, I don't understand that part.
He does look like he's probably passively warm and heavy. But
I think it's just it's just show speak, like costume, like speak for this guy's important. Yeah. He's a clan chief. But but it's like from a book reader's perspective, you're just like, wouldn't he not want to wear a bunch of necklaces if he's running around fighting people with spears?
Maybe he takes them off beforehand, like my wife does before she
take off his chieftain necklace before I go fight people. I don't know. He looks awesome though. I agree, and also he did a great job.
I think
just conveying the weight of that character in the few scenes he's had so far. I feel like he's done a good job.
Yeah, totally.
169%.
Taffy, you've been very quiet this evening.
That's how I like my women.
I'm fulfilling my role, so Jono doesn't kick me off the show.
Technically, a man should be fulfilling your role, but
Jesus Christ.
Otto. I'll text your husband to fill. Just gonna send a text that says fulfill your wife's role.
He could use, yeah, that's good. No, I don't know what to make of a lot of stuff, so I'm enjoying. You guys have lots of good takes, and I pretty much agree with all of them. Yes.
The question: do you want role to be ROLE or ROLL?
You choose.
Both.
Okay, that works.
All right, done. Okay, next scene.
We had a quick Perrin bearing his wife's ring. And it's so...
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Yeah.
So Alana comes up and they have a kind of a conversation about. I don't know if this is the scene where she explains the.
She does. It's like a weird. This is a weird bukkake. Like you get instead of it's the cells, but in a different fashion that are on your face.
Okay, I feel like although Perrin has had more to do, I guess, or is like leading into the bigger storyline in the Two Rivers. It's like they're taking every opportunity they have to like make it less important, like lower the stakes kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
these aren't the trees where his newly murdered family is lying to rest. It's his old family, like graveyard kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's little stuff like that, and I'm just like, they're really like robbing him of all the gravitas of like coming back there and having all his family murdered and being.
I mean, but if it's your wife,
But it's not like the rage of like my family just got murdered. I'm gonna murder.
No, that's true.
It's like the smoldering leftover fire of like I accidentally murdered my wife a year ago, and I'm upset that the tree has grown this long, tall.
He already had another rage moment when he killed Joffrey,
right?
For killing Hopper.
Sure, but like I feel like that's what Perrin's all about. It's the whole story of Perrin is like wrestling with not becoming the animalistic killer that he thinks the wolves are. So like every time they just show him like super chill and just like taking it all in stride and then taking away all the stakes of like having his parents and sisters and brothers and cousins murdered because they have his name. Like, I don't know. It just you're losing a lot of like who Perrin is just in that.
It's definitely a different Perrin. Like I get the fact that to a certain extent, does his family?
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say, Beej. So Beej is writing in the books. Does anyone really give a shit about his family? Like he doesn't live with his family most of the time.
I think I said that exact same thing on our show when we reread it. It's just that,
but
it's not that it evokes something from me. It's that it makes his feelings and actions later make more sense.
Well, also he has to be peaceful enough. He's laying his ring to rest, saying farewell to whatever faces, and so then he can be interested in Fael, who he's just going to meet.
Oh, what?
So if he was like destroyed again, then he wouldn't be able to connect with her.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because if he's in a emotional spot like that wouldn't be.
But this is, to my mind, this is like.
Fael's like, I'm gonna swoop in on this horribly wounded man who just buried his wedding ring and his whole family. Yeah, from that point,
it's not for today's episode because we got to do 2, and therefore it's going to go till 12:15. I'm going to yell at you guys at the end, but like we should discuss the fact that like you can't use the same cock ring. By the way, you can. Just don't tell them.
Newsflash.
Fix it. You're a fucking blacksmith, man.
Do you like how he was working in the forge, but like the forge definitely wasn't abandoned this whole year that he's been gone. Yeah. So he just goes in and start like. Do you think he got? He
just walked into that forge like he still owned it and started working.
Yeah,
and just used
maybe he was fixing that cock ring to go bury. But like, my question is, though, like, does it really? Like, did it ever? And it's probably for a better time, like I said a minute ago, and I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, did it ever add anything really to have him married, kill his wife?
No,
it's
100% pointless.
It
should have just introduced the wolves a little earlier and like had him rest, like, and just left it in the background, and everyone would have been like, "What the fuck's going on with those wolves?"
Maybe he just fuck a hairy dog or something to be fine.
Yeah, and then he's just been like, "I don't know, just maybe it's not bestiality if it's the world of dreams." That's all I'm saying.
So Bane and Chiad. I'll be honest, I am sorry. I'm out on Bane and Chiad right now. Like, they are not doing it for me. And not in like a sexual way, even though I am Jono. Like, to me, they feel like caricatures of like I think there was like a reference made about the fact
they're just
that like,
shoving the maiden's kiss thing down our throats at this
yeah,
point. Like, we already did it. Like, just have them standing like badasses in the back.
You don't
like,
do that to the fucking Ogier.
Yeah, come on.
You know, he's a fucking Ogier. Like, he's worthy of respect. He's trying to work. He's not trying to fuck with you. You do it to the dumbasses who are staring at you because you got red pubes, non-bloody style.
Oh,
like that's.
You only know if they have red pubes if they spread out like a rug in front of you.
Rug. So to me, like this just feels like you don't understand this entire nation. It gets very frustrating.
Just like you walked in that forge and tier and started working. First of all, he asked. He sat around for a long time in the background, and the guy was like, "Do you know what you're doing? Okay, you can do this." And he gives him a little tiny task, and then he does it, and the guy's like, "Oh, you actually know what you're doing." And he's like, "Now you can do more." Yeah. It's a little different. It's a little different.
Thank you. Good point.
Wonderful.
So
it's almost like a book has more time.
Yeah, that can't be right.
Has more time to convey something than a show does.
By the way, Taffy, your husband says, "Huh." I mean, what should I say? Coitus or yeast?
Say whatever you want.
Yeah, Jono.
Just
yeast.
Fuck with him a little bit.
What do you think about Lord Luke?
He sucks. Like, he's just not what I want to look like. He looks just like a random dude who just walked off the fucking set.
They really like unless they're really waiting to drop the other shoe with that guy. Like, it's real lackluster.
like that's the most boring. Like, here's a guy.
Yeah, here's a guy. And basically, like, parents just like, I automatically don't like you, but that's about it. And then later on, when he's talking to Fael, he's like, "You with that guy?" And she's like, just by chance. Not really.
So,
kind of thing.
One of the most frustrating things, and thankfully we've caught up, but like one of the things that's like really annoying is like the show does seem to have this weird like gotcha moment for book readers of like, well, you thought this was going to be a guy that didn't make a difference, but he does. So I'm sure that in like, a next episode or two, some of the things that I've said, because I'm always sober, are going to come back and bite me in the ass. But to me, I'm looking at this dude and he's just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just a tall dickhead, which, by the way, he is absurdly tall in this angle. Well done. Is very plain. He's very uninteresting. Very just.
He doesn't seem like a lord. Well, he goes Lord.
He's not dressed like a lord. like put him the fuck out.
Also, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. He just seems like another Two Rivers dude.
Yeah,
like
tall.
He doesn't seem like he came from somewhere else, and that he's like of like a lordly lineage of anything of any sort. Like, I feel like he should just have like a little more decked out, bedazzled suit.
Yeah, make him fucking weird. Make him do something. It's
Lord of what? Lord of the same place Gabriel is from.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
and another place too.
Isabella Fael is also beyond tiny. Which,
yeah,
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
When she first walks in and she looks him up and down like she wants to climb him like a tree. She's all.
I actually really like that. They've got some decent chemistry. I was like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like it.
She wants to touch his nose with her. She wants to touch his tongue with her nose.
Yes. I'm glad that fucked with your mind. The idea of doing
so
that.
Weird. I'll never forget it.
Bonehold's getting drunk. You guys think about that?
They really stayed true to him here.
How dare you?
What?
No, except for he's not such a hothead, but like he's still...
Yeah, he's very calm. He's like, Perrin will come if I just wait, kind of thing. Valda's like,
yeah, and
let's
he's like,
fucking murder some people, and he's like, and then he's like, not everyone in the Two Rivers is going to be a fuck. Like, I'm not letting you put all these people to the question. I was like, okay,
because they're showing him being more.
I don't hate him.
I don't hate any of that at all. It's just a little different than how he is in the books at this point.
But it's not bad because like he struggles. He struggles. No, also, I love Valda. Valda's evil fantastic. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way.
He's just like but every time he's on the screen, I'm just like,
yeah.
It's fucking great. Yeah. The actor who
also, I'm excited for Natty
should have
Coffin.
played Gawain, in my opinion. Oh, interesting.
I don't disagree. We're gonna get to them later.
Yeah, we'll get to them later. But that's an interesting point.
This is an important day for Natty Coffin because she's so.
If Aiel had longer hair, she would almost look exactly as I pictured her. That's very close to. I agree.
Look her nose.
We did get the Mandarb scene,
which was
later.
Shocking. Yeah.
Justice for Monobrowed.
Thank you, Liam. Liam
Schultz with the deep cut tWoTcast jokes.
Liam Schultz is also my alt account. I've got several.
I don't know.
I'll be honest about the Mandarb scene. It's not as funny without fucking Lan right there.
It's not. But it's just Perrin joking about it was fine. And the fact that they included it because Lan isn't around is awesome too.
Yeah.
So there's like parts of it that I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll take it.
And she took the joke pretty well. She didn't get too like.
You should see her with the cock.
They're skipping right past her annoying stuff.
She started to be like, "Fuck you," and walk away, and then she's like, "All right,
No, because she's already like when they talk later in the forge, she's acting more like a woman who was raised by a Chaldean lord and like a general and
all the way across the world.
Yeah, but like she's showing like they're jumping right into her being.
Where is it exactly?
Interesting.
From the Two Rivers. I would guess about 1,000 miles straight fucking north.
Probably all the way as the crow flies.
In fact, all you have to do is go to the goddamn Shadar Logoth, which is not that far away, and you'll find some ice pepper people coming on down the fucking river. Rumor has it.
Do you think I didn't see any indication that parents like picked up on the scent of Lord Luke, because you know how he said he picked up on a scent when they left the Waygate.
Yeah, it's inhuman and cold.
Yeah, I mean he didn't say anything, but
it was just Maxim in mourning. Just leave that there.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Just leave it there.
No, no, that would be Alana because she's the one who's turned off her emotions.
Oh.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Don't you think?
A little too ironic.
Oh, goddamn it. Right away wants to fuck Perrin. I mean, she kind of does.
She's saying that. She's like,
She wants to put her nose right in his ass.
Perrin's a real man after fucking limp Luke.
Yeah, Luke is fucking like that's like tepid is the right word for this guy.
Yeah, he's just nothing.
He's a little weak piece of bullshit. So now here we are with Matt and Min.
Yeah, Matt's having bad dreams.
You had a bad dream.
And then Min's like, I'm trying to apologize. And he's like, fuck you. And she leaves.
So does it
very mean.
Do you blame him for feeling that way though, considering that she literally almost
Yeah, I think they really had to play. It's part of her redemption arc that we talked about, like her being included in the group. Like I think he really had to get all that anger out. Like it wouldn't make sense for him to just move past that too fast.
Yeah,
so a few times of him being mean to her before he accepts it, like it makes sense, I think.
Agreed. And then we come
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think
I'm very much in favor of that? I realize that we still have episode 4 to get to, so I'm solid to be sparing with my words because my God, I'm going to start yelling as my wife's trying to pass out. That dumb bitch. So I'm like all of a sudden like, I should just save it. I need to go tinkle on my pistol in a second because I pee on myself.
Oh, I thought that's easier. I thought you just peed in the corner of your room.
Nope, my room is a circle. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
What you're seeing behind me is not my room.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. Very smart. I don't know. I struggle the whole way. Nope. Yep. Perfect. Thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm. What's that one? I think that's the fluted rod that shoots balefire.
Is that the balefire rod or is that the red?
I don't know.
It's got to be the. It is.
I like how the dream ring is drawn just like the chapter icons.
I think it's perfect. Like that one's good.
That was not lost on me.
I have no idea what the fucking just bizarre. Yeah, we know what this is.
How could Nynaeve tell by looking at this that it's much older? Because
great question possible. I have no idea. It doesn't make sense. And how dare you question Rafe Judkins?
Well, I'm sure there's many people that signed off on all this. So I like to, instead of just shitting on things, I try to kind of figure out what the point.
Yeah, Jono.
No, there's a lot of people to be angry with about things that are going to be coming up when we talk about the next episode. I don't know, unless we want to just leave it to what we got out today in the chat.
What's in your tea?
Cinnamon.
It's cinnamon. Smells like.
Anyway, Gray Man attack.
Cinnamon and laudanum.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know if I love this Gray Man attack. Like, I actually really do like the fact that the girls are looking at the inventory of what the fuck was taken. But this to me feels like a weird, like we just had this Gray Man and therefore I don't love it.
Did Varen send him in there to say, okay, that's enough. You guys need to get the fuck out of here. It's time to move on, or?
So great question. I have no answer. Technically, Sheriam should have been the one who may have shot him, or shot him with a knife.
But she's nowhere to see.
Shot him with a knife.
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
That'd be awesome.
Wait, how does it go?
Gun.
Holy
hey, what is Tom? Douche. Yeah, I would. Varen has no questions whatsoever. Also, she does say at the White Lion Inn.
The dialogue in this scene makes no sense without Sheriam and it not being in the accepted quarters.
I agree with Christian Rapper.
Is that Gray Man Carradine? I think so.
Oh no!
I assume it's the one she just made, but
you're right.
Very possibly not, because it's hard to tell.
What a waste of a great character.
Yeah,
Jacob Carradine.
It doesn't even look like the guy that was following him in the alleyways.
No,
it's a very different.
Busy. He's very busy. It's a long walk.
Yeah,
leave him alone.
Yeah, it's a long walk.
Do their clothes look like Cad and Soar a little bit, or is this just
the Gray Man?
It's just
a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
I like how she's like, he's gray, like the one that attacked me in the end. I do like the whole that's why I said they were throwing shade at Varen already, because they were like, Varen didn't mention who stabbed him or why or what or how he got stabbed kind of thing. And I was like, wow, they're like hinting to that pretty strong, pretty early. Like, kind of thing. I was pretty shocked at that.
So we go to Tanchiko. First off, I full applause that all three peninsulas are there. Like, I really appreciate that. Like, if that's not some bullshit.
That's awesome.
I love the fact that they showed like that.
It's
made me like as soon as I texted you guys.
Thing for you to like latch onto.
No, that's great, because those are the things that we want to see. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad that you like that.
That shows like you took the smallest effort to fucking get it, and like I appreciate that. I really do. Like and the fact that they did also make it feel a little evil, with all evil, with the clouds, the fogginess, and all that. That's kind of the feeling that Egwene gets when she's there in the dream.
Again, also, like when they're walking through the streets and you first see like the three like it feels like Tanchiko. It feels like when you're reading about it, like just the dirtiness and the crowded streets, and like it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't picture it that dark and dingy, but dark definitely, not dingy. Yes, dark not necessarily, because I always think of it as kind of like hot and sweaty and gross.
Oh, okay.
Especially because they're always. But that being said, the press of the people, the desperation of the people.
Jono wants a little more Robin Williams selling you Tupperware and a little less.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh, look what I can do now. We're watching Aladdin now.
Oh my! Oh, okay.
Did I get you right,
remember.
Joe?
Yeah.
Did you expect me to get the Aladdin reference?
It's not that far fetched. Anyway, we get Leandra
fuck is this
murdering some fucking people.
What the fuck is this scene?
Hey,
you gotta tell me.
I have a shot like that, except I was biting into the heart. Never mind.
You do actually have
Not
that.
everything is about me.
I don't know what
enough
the fuck this is. I enjoyed it because we got to see one of the top 10 Wheel of Time rapists, Jacques Lenault, although he dies too soon. But what the fuck is this scene? This I don't understand at all. It adds to Leandrin's background, her son's background. Like, it's utterly bizarre. It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, it's her returning to the place where her son was born, Jono.
And it gives them the place to hide out, I guess.
Yeah.
And it ties into the whole thing of that she's from there, and then the girls are on the right track of following them.
I guess it's just, to me, it's just a weird throwaway, but apparently she was a child bride, therefore that's part of her background. That's why she's become as twisted as she is. And Leandra's revenge tour. Fair enough.
Robin Williams singing body songs with Ice Peppers.
That's wonderful.
I love body as the descriptor for all those songs. By the way.
Body is a great word. Great term.
Yeah.
Really. Anyway,
Am I the only one wondering what happened to Moraine's sister? She left her on a major cliffhanger. She also knew that Leandrin was black. The last thing that we saw was her getting the guard. Shit.
Maybe we'll see. Christian Rapper, great point. I'd forgotten most of season 2 because I drank while watching. Good chance that we'll see her maybe later, maybe also with a child bride.
I think maybe Leandrin left and she just figured that the orders would be carried out by what's his beak.
Lenault wasn't a rapist; he was a terror or torturer of harm.
Yeah, true. But he was also.
Wait, that was in response to something. Like a slumber. What? Okay. Well, I don't know what it was responsive.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I had said that Lenault was a rapist.
You said
that. Yeah. So yes, she was. I think it's Jamila. Is that her name? But one of the high nobles of Andor. That was her secretary, quote unquote, who went around doing a lot of torture and shit, but also more than happy to capture women, if I remember. And maybe I'm also conflating it with the fact that this old dude who was definitely a rapist was often given that. But I feel like Jacques Lenault, didn't he have some rapey vibes? He's a dude. Let's be honest. Most dudes, rapist.
They literally mention how young this woman is.
Also rapey.
And how young Leandrin was when she
and the whole family
didn't even get to marry his grandfather or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's pretty.
Sounds
rapey.
Like he was innocent until proven guilty, and I apologize on behalf. That's on me.
Just generations of taking children as brides and locking them in the cellar and making them give birth.
Just fucking horrible.
So it was kind of
just fucking horrible.
So it's kind of cool to see all those dudes. She's like, just fucking kill them all. That's not bad. It's kind of fun.
There's a whole room of fucking dead people. Massacre.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Next scene. Elida and Min.
All right, so this is where I think I had the bracelet image ready, but maybe not. Or I was planning to. Anyway, so they talk about the bracelet and the foretelling and what it's like to be to know the future and the weight of that.
Elida is okay. First of all, Shohreh's killing it.
Yeah.
And Elida is so good here with setting up with Min. She talks to her, makes it kind of casual at first, connects with her about the foretellings, And then before she sets her up with like some info that she wants them, she's like, I know you're going to tell them stuff, but can you just talk about this real quick? And like, she just does it real. I mean, she's very strategic and good. And it worked. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know because obviously in the books, like this is an interesting like, version of like in the books, Elida knows who Min is, and it's kind of like a laughing at her because she thinks that Min is hiding. Here, it's a very obvious, I know who you are, that kind of thing. I don't hate it. I don't love necessarily all the ways that we're depicting seeing the future. It seems like there's some strangeness to it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you know what? I'm not going to complain too much about this. A little bit, yes.
Okay.
But, yeah.
What is it that what you're saying? Like when they show, you mean like when they show Min's visions? Is that what you mean when there's?
No, that's not my complaint. My complaint is like I just don't know if I love the idea of this scene quite in that way. But if you're going to do it like this, yeah, good enough.
Okay.
It could be worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out what it is that you mean when they're discussing.
Well, I don't like two women talking. I feel like they should be escorted by a man.
Okay.
Oh, Jono.
No, I did. Now I understand. Thank you. I was confused before, but now I got it.
Next for me. I think I've done my job here.
Yes.
You sexist pricks, both of you.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. It's the woman's burden. Speaking of, I'm gonna need to go pee-pee.
Okay, go do your tinkle.
I say I'm going to. I'll stay.
I mean,
gotta go jump in my corner of the circle.
Well, I thought you just pee where you're sitting, so just kind of sit there like
this. Corner of the circle.
Like this.
Yeah. Wait, should we take a break? With a Taffy?
Yes. Song, please. Song. Like for a second, I was like, "What? Song, please."
Want to take a break with a Taffy song?
Oh, what's coming? What's coming?
I don't know.
What's gonna happen?
Could be any of them.
Oh,
could be any of them. What do I have? What do I have ready to go? How about this one?
My window screen is all I see. On freeways, I'm a misery. The other drivers honk at me, but they don't understand that I am on my portable phone. Portable phone. Portable phone. Portable phone. I got me 50,000 friends. The circle jerker never ends. I take a picture of my food and post video of me nude on my portable phone. 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 Portable phone, you are magic and magic. You control the universe and I love you. I look out at a sea of stars when I'm looking down at my screen. It makes me happy to think of you, portable phone, whenever I am asleep. Oftentimes I dream of you, portable phone. I hope that isn't too awkward to say. I love you.
I was gonna text you. This is about to I was grabbing my phone to text you, Joe. That, by the way, that finished. I love you.
I forget I put loop.
Fair enough. Right, where are we?
Where were we?
Hi.
Hey.
That was a beautiful song, by the way. I don't know if you know that, Taffy.
Thank you.
Whoever did that, brilliant, wonderful.
Doesn't it kind of sound like the Cars?
It does actually,
like a car song.
Yeah.
I was telling Joe about that. The ant. Okay, yeah, that's my favorite part. The ant that's like crawling in her nose and all that. I'm glad you like the ant. So like when the face is on like with the space background and stuff, that's Princess Arulin from David Lynch's Dune movie.
Mm-hmm.
He just shot my face and superimposed it on that. So
should we cover Dune, like the original Dune movies?
Movie?
I honestly,
Oh, he only did one, didn't he?
Yeah, I love it so much. So
weird.
I
probably shouldn't have gotten us on this tangent.
Well,
nope.
I don't know. This is kind of weird. I don't usually talk about like real life stuff, but we knew my husband more than me, but we knew David Lynch, and it was really terrible. There's a lot with him passing away. But like I was always like he hated the way that movie turned out. It was like
he being
I
David
don't like
Lynch.
hearing that.
Yeah, because he like the producers kept coming in and like he wanted it to be like 45 minutes longer, and like they did a cut on it, and like it didn't turn out the way he wanted to do it, which is such a bummer because it was one of my favorite movies before I met him years ago.
Yeah.
But I was always very like, it's not like we didn't talk about stuff. We just talked about
Cox.
other stuff. Cox, yes. But yeah, so I'm glad I knew that before. I mean, I never talked about it. We talked about like, I don't know, every time I've met people in the industry, actors, like I don't talk to them about their work. We just talk about like what we did that day, or like, like you're just meeting a person kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get it.
You talk to them like regular people. That makes complete sense.
It's like the first time I met Joe. All we talked about was Cox.
So yeah, just Cox.
That's a great thing to talk
like
about.
Like regular people do, though, is the key.
But he doesn't. He never knew how much I liked that movie, and I was sad that he didn't get to.
Well, we can always
millions of people feel the same way. So
I'm sure. Cool. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure other people have told him.
Yeah. Anyways, that's one of my favorite parts is that
Well, I'm sorry that I got you off on a negative tangent because that sucks. But on the
No,
other hand,
no, it didn't mean to be negative. I don't even know what I was even saying. This is all weird. Okay, so are we going to episode 4 yet? Did we finish 3?
no,
we're
we're
not
fucking
done.
close.
Oh, that's true because we still have a something.
Oh, we're
coming
gonna
up.
talk for a while.
Yeah, let's power through this.
Okay.
Let's power through this. I'm gonna check out my divorce attorney, who's probably gonna call me after this night. But anyway,
Don't worry about that, Jono.
So, yeah,
Rand
I
has a
guess-
quick check-in with Leandra or Landfair, I mean, and they're like, she's like, "Listen, can you just get Calendar so I can kill the Dark One with you, and then we can be together?" And he's like, "Is that even possible?"
This
I
was
hate
so
this.
confusing at first.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
So
and then,
she mentioned Sakarnin here,
yeah,
Mhm.
which we see in the next.
and I was
episode.
like, Sakarnin, what? Why is she talking about that? And I was
Yeah,
like,
why
well,
is she
maybe
talking
we're
about
giving-
Damondred's second most powerful male Sangreal from book 14. That's clearly a Brandon Sanderson thing. That's weird.
Yeah. Hi,
Yeah.
Iris Bear.
But anyway, other than that, it's a weird show.
Didn't mean to.
That sounds good. I kind of wanted to shove Calendar into my head when I heard them.
Does Landfair look more beautiful this season, or is it just me? I mean, I think she looks the same, but also still beautiful.
I think the haircut really suits her.
She had that haircut in like the World of Dreams, though. Every time she's in the World of Dreams, her hair was short. It was in like,
Oh, really?
yeah, it was in Karian, and when she was like out in the real world or whatever, she was.
Well, I think the production
Strangers.
quality is picked up a little bit, even more this season.
I mean, again, as a whole, this season has been far more impressive.
It's beautiful. It looks really, yeah.
It's
true.
looks
It's
really
true.
good.
The other two seasons.
So let's talk about this. So right now, obviously Lanfear is fresh off the Forsaken basement, if you know what I mean, where she finds out that at least one Forsaken is going down south to Tyr to possibly either get Calendar himself or to stake it out, which does happen in the books. And is this an act or not that she's glad that Rand has decided to go east? I can't tell how much I really feel like she's trying to like love Luce Theron, Mach 2, or kind of play him to either turn him evil or just kill him and say fuck it. And if she's, I really don't know. Taffy, your thought?
I'm getting a sex show right now, so I'll just be a second.
Oh, fuck yeah. You have to excuse her. Her children are in the room.
Can you bring that over here, please? The world deserves to see this.
Bring in Otto.
Oh,
Bring in Otto. Bring
Oh, he's
in
not coming on
Otto.
the screen,
He's
John. Don't be
gone.
silly.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I know. You can't quite tell. I mean, I think she's conflicted within herself. Like, I think a certain part of her would like to just go be free, to
Really?
be in love with Rand.
I think she's fucking playing him.
Oh, okay.
like she always does.
Okay.
But like, I mean, maybe not. They have a very different relationship in the show than in the books.
All right.
Slick
Good
back
enough.
and short in Teleran Riyadh before. That's true. Hi, Dana
You know what
Lou.
else was slick back and short?
Hi, Dana
Penis.
Lou. Wow, amazing. You have a very versatile penis. Like a.
I was just annoyed when we saw Sakarnin and it wasn't a cup. Yeah, it is supposed to be like a little cup-shaped scepter.
Well, it was so confusing because I was like we were talking about, it's like an orb, and I thought it was like, oh, are they using a different name?
I thought it was going to be Choden Cow. Like,
well, I thought so too. Like the
and just
orb
there'd
from
be
the
like two of them,
Choden
and
Cow.
if you're a man holding it and you're a woman holding that orb, you would look like the statue. And I was like, well, that's kind of a neat way to go. And then
they're using a completely different name for it.
Yeah, Taffy and I were talking about the idea that, like, is this like the orb for, instead of having it being like, because technically the Choden Cow is actually like, you've got the access key tied to the massive Sangreal. What about a bastardization of it, of like, you have to have both pieces together, similar to what's of course going on right now with the collar and bracelet for the male at M. Like, is that what's going on here? Obviously, we don't know. Haven't seen episode 5 because it doesn't exist yet. But right now, all my thoughts are deep frustration. It's just a giant. No, not giant. It's a very small, uninteresting thing, which we're gonna get to. We haven't, but just she mentions it. She mentions it here, and she says it. And of course, as Taffy mentioned earlier, why?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure it out. Like,
this is what. Well, so here's the thing: is this one of those changes from the book to the show?
Why did they pick a male?
And we're just like, what the fuck? Why?
And why? There's other things.
Is it gonna make sense later? But I would argue it can't. There's no way this makes sense later.
Well, we're just talking about Vora's wand.
Dildo. Vora's dildo.
Vora's dildo. Yeah. Yes, would have been
a
comparison.
Wand, yeah.
That would have been an appropriate thing to use if you want to forget the Choden call, and you want to just have Kalendor and a female Sa'angreal or a women's Sa'angreal.
You open up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That's all I have to say. I can't wrap my head around it. 2 girls to one star, Carmen.
That's why we call it the Choden Ball.
Like, you open up such a weird.
Choden Call was the echo we got was the 2 statues at the entrance of Rudian.
I thought about that, but
fine.
But
okay,
what's the point of? First off, all right. One of my favorite things about Choden Cow is what we see in book 2 when Rand almost loses his fucking mind briefly. But obviously that can't be in it. That's a weird esoteric thing. Mm-hmm. But if you're taking Kalendor and Sakarnin to be equivalent, that doesn't make sense.
They're not even equivalent in the books. They're not even like.
No,
the Kalendor is still stronger than.
They chose a phallic one for the men and a yonic one for the women. Okay.
First off, I don't know if I think that's yonic personally.
Yonic,
like it's just a.
Whereas Rod needs to stay in the tower for Egwene taking. I mean, of course, yeah. That's.
But
it could have ended up there based on how the show works, though. Someone could have just Land could have just left it at an inn, and then suddenly Pat and Fane could have it later on. I mean, if we're going by show rules, it doesn't matter if it pops up in Tyr or wherever. It could just end up where they need it to be.
I just don't see. I don't know. There's really.
There's a frustrating piece though. Is like putting them on par is 2 different things, right? Let's say Kalendor's purpose isn't just quote unquote just its strength, even though it is one of the most Sangreal, most powerful ever made. It's also the fact that it was unintentionally, or maybe intentionally, unbuffered, and therefore it also can channel not just the one power, but also the true power. Like, that's its strength. So unless you're telling me the equivalent of the Sakarnin, which I hate the fucking word anyway.
Why are they? They should have just made up a whole new name.
Made up a fucking name. Why not?
It just doesn't make sense.
All of a sudden, like what you're doing is you're very much skewing the point of the actual thing. Like, it has a wild side to it for a fucking reason. And all of a sudden it changes how the cleansing of the taint's done, if you know what I mean. Like, it changes a lot of the dynamic, and also like having that already out now, like to a certain extent, what's the point of Rand finding a fucking Angreal? He's already got Moraine, who's right there. Is now all of a sudden she should be like at the nth fucking level with him, unless she dies very soon. Which I don't know if I see that. To me, it just feels like we've kind of opened up Pandora's box of stupidity a little bit open.
True, they make up enough other stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, they do. It's like, why, again,
I don't know. I can't.
Why choose certain things to do certain things with? And then, like, which everyone that's a book, it's not like they're not aware of us. They're aware of all the book readers that are like upset about certain things or whatever the fuck, and they're trying to get closer to it. And then at the same time, you're just like, you go and do stuff like that, just willy nilly. Like, you're just like, why? What's the point of that?
There are like, oh wait, there we go. What's the point of this character?
What's the point of that?
Do.
Oh, is it a Seinfeld bit? I didn't know.
It's Sakarnin.
Whole time.
It's the Sakarnin. All right.
When she said Sakarnin, and then the whole thing happens with lots of pussy. They come.
Lots of pussy to come. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and she's using. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, hold on. We're not in episode 4 yet.
Oh, we're not.
No, we're still in episode 3.
Oh, Jesus
so next
Christ.
up is the sweat tent scene.
Is that
which, by
all
the way,
in this? Okay.
So
that was fun at first. That was fun.
I'm gonna go with the what the fuck is the point of this character right now?
Okay.
With our good friend Lamb.
You talking about this one right here, Johnny?
Well,
about
that one
no.
I was like, no.
No, what the fuck is the point of Lamb Mandragoran? I feel like
that's a deep question.
It's gonna come up later, and but he feels neutered.
He's just
Moraine's
bestie.
He's felt neutered since
that's all.
The first
season. That is not a word that I ever use, but
no,
for internet online speak, that's what the role he's fulfilling.
Yeah, he's just like a halfway gossip for her, maybe not gossip, but he does not feel like Lamb. He does not feel like the warders themselves don't feel, as we're going to get later on, they don't feel as strong.
He's also encouraging her. Do you think he was really encouraging her to get some strange pussy?
I mean, at the same time, maybe, why not? But also, why? Right now doesn't feel it's not just like, hey, we're hunting for the Dragon Reborn. Now we're fucking with him. Maybe right now is the time to just lock down your shit. If you need to get off, go to the fucking tent. Now is probably not the time to get weirdly stuck down. Maybe literally, and let's just control ourselves. And I say that as a horny man. And I'm looking at Joe, and I'm thinking about those wet lips, which is Joe's wet password. But
passwords.
More password. It just to me this doesn't make sense.
We need to update this. There's a place where it needs to be updated.
This also felt a little bit like a wait for it. Night at the Roxbury.
So episode 4 next week. Are you kidding? We be on it.
We need all fucking. This is the Night at the Roxbury moment, though. By the way, it's like are you looking at fuck her, fuck me, fuck her, fuck me, fuck her, fuck me? That's literally what's going on between Lan and Moraine.
The warders in the books are generally bland and boring. There are only 3 warders I can think of that stood out anyway, and one of them wasn't Lan, and that's what's bothering me.
They can all at least fight. We're gonna see here later on. Anyway, let's get to this. This is the dumbest fucking thing, though. Ends up this chick, nice tits, nice tit. I think you only see one in her titty shirt. Is Malchieri, and it's
what about that tattoo? If she had that tattoo when she was 4 years old, it would be stretched out like this.
Well,
you wouldn't be able to see the golden crane. It would look really weird. She's grown it's like quadrupled its size as you know what I mean? That thing
it's very new. Maybe she has it redone.
Maybe she used to be fat when she was young.
Every couple of years. She was a very fat child.
Yeah. So she's Melindra.
Yeah.
Which of course is in the books a dark friend. So maybe there is a rationale for this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and that's part of the problem I have with
maybe Asmodean's just giving out tattoos willy-nilly.
Yeah. Fucking perfect. Because that's otherwise, this is the dumbest thing ever. It's not just
really stupid.
It's not just a Malchieri.
What is happening right now?
One of my favorite things that it doesn't happen.
Why
frequently,
do we need some shit? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, Taffy. I just love when you laugh when you laugh fully. When you're like,
you guys
this
make
is
me laugh. You guys make me laugh all the time. Oh no, I don't. There's these episodes. I wish I could just be like, these are great, but there's so many fucking weird things happening. It really takes me away from what I really like.
I don't know why that one's there.
That's the problem.
Next.
We've already established that Lan is like the king. We don't need some broad
Yeah, he had a full conversation with Nynaeve about it. You didn't need to interject us.
Yeah,
I guess her
family.
point is Nynaeve's not there, so we need to reinforce that Lan has a mission outside of Moraine because she's maybe about to die.
But, I want to like this show. There are certain things they do very fucking well, and then they throw this thing in, which is not at all helpful for for viewers. Right? It's already been said. If you have a thing that you need to say again, say it in a way that doesn't break the truth of the book. Say it say it smarter. Say it like this. Say it like, "Hey, I recognize your tattoo, Lan. I recognize your tattoo that says that you're the last Malkieri." As opposed to some dumb bitch who is not the last Malkieri saying well, I know who you are and what your truths are. It just feels like you're breaking what the fuck we're supposed to know. I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Emmons Field.
It's very distracting from enjoying.
Yeah,
watching
that's
the show.
the thing.
This is cool. Oh, and the sweathead, this is awesome. But then what? It just takes me out of.
It fucks it all up.
Okay.
And then she's she's walking closer and closer to him, and she says I'm like, if
last thing here,
bitch touches him, if she fucking touches him,
is Lan trying to fuck her?
No, I don't think so.
No. But I think she. Why is she?
So he's only going there because he sees her upper back tattoo, as any man does. Go corner a woman in a sweatpants.
Well, she's flourishing it in front of.
She basically knows who he is, and then says "Why don't you join me tonight?" And until she turns around and has the tattoo, he goes, "Oh, she wants to talk to me about
she wants to be sodomized."
Where we both come from. You know what I mean?
She had that shirt specially made just to show.
Did you say spurt? That was white.
It's just a collar and it's split on the back so she can show off her tattoo in the sweatpants, just in case Lan comes around.
Shows up. She sees him there and she's like, "It's my big chance. I get to show him my fucking tattoo. I can't believe this day happened."
Yeah, maybe she had it done later. Wait, did she say she had it since she was a
No,
child?
she did not say that.
Okay.
That was us making up. Okay. So Emmons Field. I hate this.
Again, this feels very, very neutered parent. This is not neutered, but just low stakes. I don't know.
It's also it's low stakes.
Maxim pouting about Ivan. I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? But it's low stakes. Parents, I'll turn myself in. Also, everyone is in town briefly at this night event, and then seems to walk away from Emmons Field.
It seems like it's a regular thing to come into town and eat dinner and maybe drink a little bit and then go home to your farms. Which it feels like that shouldn't be that close or able to do that. But I understand where you're getting at. It's shrunken down for the show, I think.
Anyway, Simbu is barely doing a good job of even putting one argument against him.
Well, Loyal's so we're not there yet. Loyal's what's the plan? And he goes, well, I'm gonna go get Natty and the girls, kind of thing. We switch back to Matt.
Oh, we do briefly, yeah.
And we speak to Min in the tower with the redstone doorway.
Yeah, so this it kind of at this part I liked.
Wait, where's
this is fucking awesome.
With how he's
there is a redstone doorway.
Yeah, it's red and twisted,
that's her vision behind, but
like a bad hand job.
So for them to reconcile right before all this stuff happens, this was well done. As far as Min, because she didn't even she kept apologizing, and then he knew he had pushed it too far and went after her, and and
then it's a good thing Galad was there to break him up.
But this
I love
gave
when
him a place to.
You're right there, aren't you?
He's like, can you take a break for a second, or what did he say? Can you take a night off? That was in the next
scene with the knee.
That's the next scene.
Because they're breaking up yet another argument with the knee, with him and a woman.
Fucking right.
And Galad and Gwen are like, "Hey, man." And he's like, "Can you fucking take a night off?"
That's right.
Take a night off, mate. It's so quintessential British, but it's fucking perfect.
Oh, we cut to Elida for a second? Oh, this is Elida says something real quick with Galena about who's going to replace, what's her name?
Right.
Sutama?
Well, we didn't see Leanne come in and
This is that scene though. Leanne comes in and goes,
"Oh, this is after, right?"
Yeah.
Which is really cool because she threw the sitter's words right back at her, what she said to her, and it lets her know that she had set up the entire thing, which actually impresses Galena.
In the sense of like, do you get this feeling? Because I kind of got it last season, and now I'm getting it more this season. I feel like Liana and Suan are assholes, and I kind of want the Reds to win. like Elida is weirdly likable. And I'm like, okay, I don't.
Well, she's not wrong. She's not.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, I want this to fucking rip apart. Like, not necessarily that I want Elida to win, but like, I'm just like, I don't care about any of these assholes. They're such dicks to each other, like all the time.
But isn't that a huge issue? I'm not saying that, like, at the end of the day, this isn't a compelling show, but you're twisting the original.
Again, I feel like they're just speeding it along. I don't think they're doing it.
But fuck that. No, that's bullshit. I need to speed along. I'm well aware of the fact that I need to speed along. We've got another fucking episode to talk about. But it feels very strange that you're taking the legitimate point of like, here's what happened is this side of the tower couldn't appreciate the fact, like, because they were envious ever since Swan, ever since whoever the fuck with the triptychs 1,000 years ago, they have always been envious. Plus the Black Aja pushing to get Swan thrown out now has turned into Swan is a conniving bitch and legitimate concerns. Like, it's the other way around. It's not the same fucking thing. Like, why can't you just, I don't know, what is it? Oh, follow the text. That's what, I don't want to sound like this like repetitive dickhead, but this exists. That is the core thing. These are our characters. Like, if you're, I don't know. It only can go so far where you invert things, or it's just kind of frustrating.
I thought it was kind of weird to have Leanne come in and just be a full-on bitch to
fucking
them.
Cunt.
Yeah,
because,
like I said, it's a
Leanne
little,
is like,
it's a little.
She takes her job seriously in the book.
She's very kind.
Yeah, so I don't just to come in and be a cunt, like that was a cunt move that she came in and she's like, oh, I always could smell the rats or something. She said, she said I smell the rats or some shit like that.
I followed the rats.
She followed the rats.
She goes, I didn't even think you'd find your way down here, and I was like, no.
That was just really out of character for her. I mean, she takes her job very seriously.
Only in the books, you dumb bitch. Obviously,
right,
it's like, obviously we're the dumb bitches.
Just stuff like that. I don't know. Are they making us want to? Do they want us to be on the side of the Reds? Maybe.
It sounds.
I mean, like it's. You could argue the same thing for Leandrin, like in the last season.
Right.
But I get the idea of humanizing things, but you don't have to go overboard. Where I want the tower, like where I want Swan and Leanne to be like overthrown. Yes, you could be frustrated like Swan. You can, like, she's like a bad Dumbledore, just like technically all of Dumbledore is to a certain extent. If you really think about what he's just like, hung a kid out for, because we're talking about the Bible here, Dumbledore.
We all know that. We know that.
But like, it's
Harry Potter.
It just feels like it's too far. Anyway, next from me. I apologize.
But it was very. She really set the whole. It's really showing Elida as a master manipulator. Like, and Galena is like, she's like, oh, I can see everything you just did, but I'm still gonna. I think it's cool as hell. Like, she got, she immediately got her.
One of my favorite lines.
No, I mean, it's great. Well, we know who she fucks, right? We know who.
To be fair, Swan was never good at politics, Jono? And Leanne had her back no matter what in the books. Okay.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
you said who, and I said whom.
Oh, whom? I'm sorry.
And also, yes,
on the way to the tower,
it's Ace fucking Ventura.
Yeah, yeah, she did. She's. Yeah.
He took her virginity.
I mean, she's a lucky woman.
That's a plot point of Ace Ventura too.
Yes,
It is.
In the last 3
Dangerously a
minutes.
plot point.
They can tell.
I love how. Yeah, I love how the husband comes out of the tent screaming.
Hook with the water.
Oh my God! Don't do that again.
That's what he says. He says, "White
Let's
devil."
talk about the two rivers in a really
Oh.
lackluster scene where Perrin very quietly and solemnly convinces them all to stay.
They're
was
all
that in
about
this
to leave.
episode?
That's what
Yeah,
was happening.
it's still this
Oh,
episode.
okay.
So he convinces the townspeople to stay. Anyway, we cut to a mat fight.
But that was
Let's talk about
Taviran in action, wasn't it?
Sure. I mean, yeah. For sure.
For him to.
But it was just
them.
like, again, it just like, instead of having like a scene where he's like, you know, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be cool if there was some
He
kind of
just
like
didn't seem like he
magnetic
was-
waves or something when Taviran stuff is happening?
Oh.
If there's like a ripple effect and everyone's like, "Oh, okay," like their minds are like,
I'm gonna
"No,"
say
and then
no
they're like,
because
"Oh."
then like we're like scope creep all of a sudden because technically everything's Taviran. I love the idea. But what would be better though is if it looked like what it was in the fucking books. Like it doesn't have to be. It could still be here in Evans Field because that's kind of the point to a certain extent. But like it felt like it was one question and he said like 3 lines, and next thing you know, I go, oh,
Right. Well, that's
we
why
should do
I.
that.
Well, we would read that as, "Oh, that's Taviran in action," but everyone else who just watches the show, they'll be like, "How did he convince them so
Oh, it's
quickly?"
shitty
right?
writing. Yeah. Oh, maybe we should. I sound like is Tom
I don't know.
O'Hara behind me? We should send out
I'm
a little
gonna ask
magnetic thing for
people-
shitty writing.
Can I tell you guys something really cool though?
Yes,
I know
don't tell
this.
the audience.
I know this young person. I've known them for a while, and I see them
Mhm.
occasionally. And
Just grooming.
it just came out. Like the season 3 was about to come out, and I mentioned to somebody else. I was like, "Have you watched the Wheel of Time show?" And she's like, "I haven't, but Armando did." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he read the whole series after he loves it. And I was like, "Oh my God, really?" Because I never meet people in the wild like that, you know, especially in this area. I mean, that's why I had to
In
go
the
to
wild.
Atlanta to make friends with you guys. But in the
Oh,
wild,
okay.
I met a fan in the wild. So he watched the first season and he loved it so much that he went and he bought all the books and he loves the books. Loves them. And so we were talking about it and I was like, I'm like, "Oh, they talked about," I'm like, "Have you read New Spring?" And he's like, "What?" He didn't even know about it. Got super pumped. I went home. I
He's
brought
like, "There's
him my
another book
copy,
to
like,
read."
he was going to order it. I'm like, "I will bring you." I have 2 because I have a larger hardcover,
Cock.
and I have
Yeah.
my original paperback when, you know, and so I don't know. That was really cool. It
That's
was really
awesome.
neat. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm envious as shit of anyone reading this for the first time. Not
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
not go show to book, just book to book. No offense to the show. Just I would be delighted to. I don't. To a certain extent, maybe I disagree because there is nothing more interesting than like when Joe and I first met. Oh. Talking like weird ideas of what the fuck's gonna happen after book 7, after book 8, book 9, and like where we wanted that to go. On the other hand,
Mhm.
there's nothing worse than like there isn't a next fucking book.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
At least you had each other.
We still
Yeah,
do.
Jono, we had each other. Oh,
All
wait, we
these
still-
years, 22 years later. Jesus Christ, 22
After
years
all
later.
this time, Jono. All right, so mat fight.
Awesome
What do you guys
fight, dumb stakes.
I loved the fight.
The fight was well
did not
done.
like that no one was there to witness the fight aside.
That's
from
what I'm saying. It's awesome fight, dumb stakes. It
I
doesn't
didn't-
make
and I didn't
sense.
and I did not like that Gawain didn't get his head cracked open enough to need healing.
I also
Oh,
I don't like the brothers. Again, not because of the normal reasons. Like they just
I
don't
thought they were fine.
feel like the brothers. Like
Oh, they're both
I did like
assholes.
Nynaeve's little like barely smile when Matt was winning. She's like
yeah.
very
But
subtle.
what about the fact that they're crediting his victory to whatever knowledge he got from blowing the horn instead of him just being a sheep herder, and that was the whole point of that scene in the books, was that you've got these fancy guys that have been training with swords their entire life, but then Hammer's like in the whole thing, he's like, I want you guys to get schooled by someone that's going to come. I don't know.
2 marks, Wyatt man.
Oh, 2 crowns. I don't know. Did you guys get, like, by the time I'm like, okay, the scene is happening, but it's completely out of context, and the whole point of the scene isn't just to have these dudes get their asses kicked. It's already been established in the show that Matt is he was a good fighter in foam. He battled all those dudes in foam already. So
yeah,
the whole point of that scene was to show that you have to beware of like a farmer with a quarterstaff can kick your
Jerome,
ass.
The best swordsman in history, as far as we know, lost one battle. He lost one battle, and that was to a farmer with a quarterstaff.
That's right.
That is canon. It's said not just here with, I think Hamar says it. It's also said later on in Camelin. And you're exactly fucking right that like that robs of so much context. Also, I feel like they've been like Gawad and Gawain have been robbed of context the entire time, because there was this question of like, oh, are we going to get to be trained by warders? We're already better than. Which, by the way, if that's true, then fuck the warders. They suck more than we already expected. And if not, then fuck these guys. They're annoying as shit. Like, it's really just fucked up the hierarchy of what's happening. Because what should be happening, as Joe had just mentioned before he fucked off to go piss on his shoes, was like, we should be like, seeing all these people watching. Like, the chicks should be getting wet because A, they're hot. B, we all like wet women. C, like, these are fucking good fighters, like Gawain and Gawad. Gawad being slightly better than Gawain, that can press a warder. And that should be a mark of fucking talent. We don't get that. There's no warders around. There's no like discussion of training. There's no discussion of their relative abilities besides one off-key fucking reference. So when Matt comes in, it's fucking crazy. And instead, it's just 3 dudes fighting while one chick who already knows him just watches. It's a great fight, like from a choreography standpoint.
Totally, yeah.
Donald looks like he fucking knows what he's doing. That can make a hand on my fucking wood all day.
He was great.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't want that. He's snapping it around. I don't want that at all. I'd rather he just.
And it was good when Gawain goes back. He's like, oh, like this, and he lays down because he knows that they just got their asses beat. Like all that stuff was done really well. I thought that was good, but the whole stakes of it is when
Hammer is just kind of like, I'll take that bet for him if they won't do it,
mm-hmm.
and reminds them of how Jerome lost that one time.
Yeah,
that's like adds all this like ambiance to it, all in just like 3 fucking lines. That's all it takes. And that's what's missing sometimes. And I love this giant, like oh from me because I'm a dumb drunk piece of shit. But like that to me is just such an important element that's just not there. And it feels like it shouldn't take that much effort to put that world building in. But again, I'm sitting on this side with my bottle of whatever the fuck I finished my Miller Lite. I know that everyone's upset. But I don't know. It to me is just
the whole context of the entire scene has changed. Like Matt has a grudge against them at this point because they've been like torturing him with their sex and stuff, like with the novices on either side of, and it's like that part, and it all works within the show, and it's good for the show, but like the gravity of that scene is just gone.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I don't. So I mean, I
don't hate it.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't hate it, but I just it's actually pretty close to the right number, so I'm going to do it anyway. It's 69% of the way there. Like it's so many fucking check marks, but at the same time, does miss a couple. Anyway. Let's finish this fucking thing out because we got a whole nother fucking episode. Are you kidding me?
So, like, do you have anything about that with Matt, or did you already say?
I mean, I feel like I said what I felt like I needed to say.
Okay.
I mean, we can talk about it more in ratings. Yeah, Matt, so they fought. There's this quick scene.
Oh, I forgot about that. Who cares? It does nothing.
There's this quick scene of them leaving.
Also, this does nothing. Like it
why is Min skulking behind them?
That's the question. Like it's answered 3 seconds later. Why is she wearing a hoodie and she's just there? Unless there's someone else in a hoodie, which I was hoping was going to be Tom Maryland, but clearly not.
I think she's reluctant to try to be included already. She wants to stay with Matt. The fact that just like
skinny, barely healed Matt isn't running down the docks, chucking stuff onto a boat while it's moving, and then bleeping barely to make it with Tom Maryland really upsets me. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. The lack of Tom Maryland upsets me. So yeah, Min's going to Tanchico, but like that. Why? But why? So why is Min going?
She needs to connect with. She needs to connect with the characters.
But she's supposed to be in the tower with Sawan and Leanne when it all comes crumbling down. Yeah, so like that makes me think that that's going to be like way different. You know, like that's like what's that going to happen? What, like does that mean like I don't know? Sawan and Leanne might die. Like I don't know if they're going to survive the breaking of the tower. Based on where people are.
It's such a weird. It's such a weird thing. Is like right. So if you take this Jenga tower of bullshit,
we definitely find Tom this here. He's in Tanchico for sure.
Yeah, from the images, like right? The images that we've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's been like clarified that he's definitely going to be in Tanchico.
Tom is Asmodean.
Tom is Asmodean.
The worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I would hate every second of it.
Anyway, so let's close this out.
Well, Lanfear talks with what's her name?
Nope, that's Leandrin.
Naomi.
Leandrin talks with Naomi. Who's that in the background there? That's a quiet servant. Don't pay attention to her.
That's Dollface. What's her slut? Mogedian.
Dollface. What's her slut?
I love that she's just kind of like quietly picking stuff up in the back, though. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
And then she walks out and she's like smiling. Dude, she's fantastic.
She's fantastic.
Creeps me the fuck out. I love every second she's on the screen, and she's just.
I wonder what she does to Lord Gabriel's penis, because like I bet she creeps it out.
She uses the weave spider webs on it. It goes like this.
To your point,
like a marionette, just pulls it and yanks it like this.
Before we start this X one, which if I say it too loudly,
my wife's just gonna Swan and Leon getting taken out as well as Moraine. We need to lose some characters to make room for new ones.
True. Before, I don't know if you saw the text below because no one sent it yet, but there's a good point that did you know that Mogedian's pubes are also in the same haircut? Just a big circle.
I can see it in my mind, along with the nose licking the tongue. It's now part of my.
Can you imagine doing like a under fade of it? Like you kind of like you kind of lift up to do that.
I should hope not.
But
I thought, Jono, I thought you'd appreciate this scene with Leandrin because she paints that circle again on the floor.
I fucking, you know what? After she did literally paint it, I wasn't as angry. It was a conversation Shanda and I had. Blow up Dolph.
Okay.
About,
you're like, oh, it's better that she actually did what she.
Yeah,
the reason that they think she's there is actually true. Is at least
I still think it's dumb. But the fact that she painted with chalk and actually painted, at least it wasn't.
Didn't you guys
that was really my frustration.
Someone's eyebrows for like 10 minutes too. You guys talked about someone's eyebrows.
I mean, don't we talk about everybody's eyebrows?
Next.
You would no. Okay.
Next.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of episode 3. It's ratings, ratings, Jono. Now, let me catch you up here. This is where we're at with the ratings so far. Jono is a 6 and a 6.9. Taffy, you have a 8 and a 6. I said 8-7. Me and Taffy are pretty close.
Looks like we're in
Shockingly,
a
I
race.
said more. Jono, can you give us your
Thank you.
Billy Zanes?
Amazing.
Can you give us your Billy Zanes? You're right at 6, huh?
6.9.
It's leaning towards 7. Can't
That's
quite tell what
6.9.
that means.
I think we're going to get
6.9.
6.9 all across the board all season from Jono. We got 6.9 from Jono.
This could be a 7.5. There's a lot of cool things, but there's so much dumb stuff bogging it down. There's so much dumb stuff. But anyway, Taffy, your thoughts?
Can I do the thing?
Yeah,
sure.
Can I have the banner?
There you go. Can you point? Is it possible?
I'll do a 7.
Well, you're definitely pointing at 10. I don't know what you're talking
What?
opposite.
My screen is not mirrored.
Oh, yours isn't mirrored. Oh, yeah. It's tough, by the way, to learn where mirrors are.
You're pointing right at 10. You're pointing at 10.
See, right now I'm pointing at the fire from my perspective.
All right, so move a little to your. I don't know.
Obviously,
7? This isn't working. You're at 7?
No, you have to show me how to do that. 7.
No, you're fine. Just go with 7. Joe?
This is a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of interesting scenes in this episode. There's a lot going on. It's a lot of still huge amount of setup for like what's coming later in the season. The mat fight was awesome, but there was also a lot of stuff that I didn't like about the mat fight. Although I'm glad that we finally got it. I like this less than episode 2. I'd say 6.
Okay.
What did I say before?
Fascinating.
What did I say for episthis 2? 7? 6.
Yeah.
I'm at 6.
I'm excited to give higher ratings than you.
I mean, this is basically the first time ever.
Where's Tom? No, I'm kidding. He's dead.
I don't know. Anyway, that's been ratings.